Hi everyone, I'm Ken.
And I'm Julie.
We've gone caravanning. Today we're going to bring you the third video in our budget series. Have we blown the budget? The answer to that question in short is yes, we have blown the budget. We've been on the road for 24 weeks now and we are over budget. Hopefully we can fix that up. But just before we give you all the facts and figures, we thought we'd just run over once again where we've been to and where we've come from. So in the last video, number 2 in the budget series, we were at Alice Springs. So since Alice Springs, we've moved on. First of all, we went up to Mataranka, spent a few days there, a lot of kilometres on the road. Went into the Bitter Springs and did a little bit of investigating. We of the Never Never, it's an old movie that was made there, and we had a good look around there. That was really good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I needed those couple of days. We'd done a lot of driving, so that was a good rest for us. And I had a little band there where we stayed and everything. It was good. From there, we moved on up to Catherine. We went and had a look at Catherine Gorge, or Nitmiluk Gorge. That was just great too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Went on the 2 gorge cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was about $110 each. And then we went back at night in the evening and saw the sunset with the bats. And some of you might have seen these videos, and that was just amazing too, wasn't it? I've never seen so many bats in the sunset, and then down in the gully, they pan down, and they're just thousands of them. So that was really good. From there, we went up to Darwin, Berry Springs. We stayed at Berry Springs. It was all booked out up there, and then we had to stay out of town a bit.
Yeah.
And we went over to the Darwin waterfront. That was a great day, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was lovely there, yeah.
Yeah, we were going to do a few things that day, but in the end we spent the whole day there. We went in the wave pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great, wasn't it? Yeah. And then had something to eat there, and then stayed for the evening and had a good walk around in it. It was really nice. It was great. And I think we'll go back there one day. We might fly in there. That was good. From there we moved over to Kununurra. We really only stayed at Kununurra one day, didn't we?
One night, one day, yeah.
Yeah, it got to about 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the second day, and there was a lot of talk about rain and the Fitzroy crossing closing. And
we didn't want to miss it, did we?
yeah, we didn't want to get stuck at Kununurra, so we decided to leave. So we left a couple of days early. We did get over the crossing in time.
Yeah.
It did rain, and
then the following, within 4 days,
it had closed.
it all closed.
Yeah. So
And it was shut for, I don't know, almost 2 weeks.
yeah, I'm glad we came across. So we rolled into Broome. Again, very busy. The top end is so busy. You really, I don't like booking. Some of you would know that, but you have to book. The overflow opened, and we did, one of the people who watched a YouTube video, and we happened to mention that we didn't have a booking in Broome. She mentioned the Pistol Club. Thank you, Natalie. And so we did go there, and we spent a week there at the Pistol Club, didn't we?
Yeah, you could only stay a week, Max.
A week. And because the Fitzroy crossing closed, some bookings opened up at the Cable Beach Caravan Park. So we spent 10 days there, didn't we?
Yeah.
So another 10 days. So that was 17 days in total.
Yeah, so we had a good good break there.
That was great, wasn't it? I remember the first day we went down to Cable Beach, and we walked over and ordered a coffee, and then we walked over to the fence, and we looked over the railing
At the ocean.
at the ocean.
And went, wow, this is lovely.
It was great, wasn't it?
We're back at the ocean.
We're back at the ocean after all the dirt and all the road. We're back at the ocean. It was great. So yeah, we love Broome.
Yeah.
From there we moved down to 80 Mile Beach.
That was a nice little place.
It was a great little
Few
place.
days. Yeah.
But it was at 80 Mile Beach I finally had to admit that I was wrong about the bookings. Not so much wrong, but we needed to now book.
We needed to make a few ahead.
So we sat down for a couple of days and we did all our bookings all the way down to Esperance, Lucky Bay, Cape Le Grand, and we booked all the way now because we just got tired of not being able to stay places.
Stressing about it, yeah.
Yeah. We then moved on down to Port Hedland. We picked up our Starlink cable had broken, and so we picked up a new one there in Port Hedland, so that put us back on there.
We had it delivered there.
Yeah, that was great. Port Helen, we went out to Caravanning. We love Caravanning.
Yeah, we stayed in Dale's campground.
So good, so good.
Yeah.
The gorge, the campground.
And with the campground, we couldn't even get 3 nights in a row. We had to change
That
sites.
was the start of making the bookings, because we Dale's campground, we had to move sites every night. Now we didn't in the end, because they let us go into the second night's one on the first night.
Yeah, because
someone had already left. But still, we were supposed to move every day. So yeah, that was the start, and said that's enough. We're going to start doing the bookings. So from there, Caravanning, we did all the gorges. We went out a lot of dirt roads and that. We did all the gorges. So good, so good. From there, we went to Tom Price. Tom Price, we went up. We watched a few YouTube videos on the Mountain Aimless there. It's the highest 4-wheel drive track in Western Australia. And Julie's a bit of a panic, and I was a bit worried about it. But we watched a couple of videos, YouTube videos, and it looked like it wasn't too bad. So we thought we'd give it a go.
Bit rocky, wasn't it?
So we did that, and it went well. We got to the top and put the drone up, and it was good.
4-wheel drive in low gear, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was great. And went out to Hammersley's Gorge from there too, another good place. So that was good. From there we went to Ballara Station. One night, that's all we could get.
Yeah,
one night. It's just this is what we said about the booking. One night, Ballara Station. The best thing about it was the scones and jam. They're famous for this. We had them the day we got there and the day we left. So that was good. We drove out to Coral Bay and Exmouth from there, because we could not stay in Coral Bay either, and could not stay in Exmouth.
No, totally booked out.
Totally booked out. So, all right. So we moved on and we went down to Denham, and we got a few days in Denham, didn't we? And
we did do a couple of in between nights
free camps. Camping. We did a couple of free camps in between. Yeah. We went down to Denham. From Denham, we drove out to Monkey Mire. I don't know why. I always thought Monkey Mire was a town, but it turns out it's a resort. So I don't know where I got that notion from. But
Denham was a nice little town.
Denham was a great little seaside town, and another good little rest stop, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And from there, we get to where we are today, which is we're in Calbarry, and we're here for 8 nights.
Yeah.
8 nights here, and we've been here for 3 nights now, and we love it.
Yeah, so many walking tracks.
Oh yeah.
Along the ocean cliffs.
Oh, we went out to the Skywalk yesterday. Yeah. Today we did some ocean walks. Whales everywhere.
Whales coming.
I put the drone up and went out over there and got a mother and a calf swimming along. So beautiful.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're at Calbarry. So we probably should just get into the facts and figures now. So we've been on the road for 24 weeks. We are over budget. We're over budget by $1,152 over budget. There's some good reasons for why that's happened like that, but I'll go down through the breakthrough for you. Fuel now, we've spent $5,521 on fuel. We'll talk a little bit more about them numbers in a minute. $230 a week. Site fees, we've spent $7,002 on site fees, $291 average a week. Eating out, $1,045, $87 a week. Coffee, $685.96, and that's not for the entire period. That's only from late week 12, whereas we didn't split it up in the other days.
That includes cake as well.
Oh yeah, if you have a bit of cake, it goes with the coffee. $57 a week. Shopping, $5,392 on shopping, $224. That's all the food and things we bring back to the van. Tours. We've spent $2,194 on tours, which is $91 a week. TV and phones, $1,530. That includes our Starlink and our personal phones and other things, little other things as well. And other, $1,778 on other. That can include, which is $74 a week, that can include some clothes we might buy. Julie had a haircut this week, I had a haircut last week. Just the things that sort of don't fit in anywhere else. So that's a total of $25,152.30, $1,048 a week. So 24 weeks, we have $1,000 a week budget, as you guys know. So we are $1,152 over budget. Just before we give you the fuel numbers and that, we sort of have a bit of a plan. We've made all them bookings, so we've paid a lot of deposits in the last couple of weeks, and some of them we paid in full. And
mostly deposits now.
Yeah, so that will come back to us a bit. The fuel, we expect the fuel to get better for us now. We've travelled some big Ks, and so as we move closer now, we're staying in places now for 10 days and 2 weeks.
I guess after we came up from Alice Springs, it started to get more expensive, and the kilometres and distances got more and longer, and the fuel costs.
The fuel costs, yeah.
Yeah.
Site fee, I mean, we stayed in Broome, so Broome's been the highest we've paid at a site. We stayed 10 nights at Cable Beach, and that was $70 a night.
Yeah. And that was cheaper compared to some of them there.
Yeah, they were dearer, 76 at the RAC one.
Yeah.
But
the Pistol Club was good. It was $45
the Pistol
a
Club
night.
was only 40. We would have stayed there if they'd have let us.
But 7 nights was the limit.
That was the limit. But it was worth it. We loved Broome. We did love Broome. You never looked at your weather app. It was just going to be warm, 30 degrees,
Nice
sunny,
breeze.
and so it was just great, wasn't it? So $70 a night. Yeah, we spent a lot of money there, and we expect some of that to get better now. We have some of the bookings we know are reasonably priced, especially one coming up in a couple of weeks. It's only $39 a night or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we expect that to be good. All right, we'll go over some fuel numbers for you guys. So Julie mentioned it earlier in one of the earlier budget videos. I hardly ever mentioned we got the Isuzu 2020 MUX. So these are the fuel numbers for that. We're towing a Caravan that's fully loaded with the tanks full and everything is probably about 2.9 tonne. We're pretty much up on the limit of what the MUX can do. So the distances. So we've travelled 21,306 kilometres now. We've refilled the car 66 times. We've used 2,920 litres of fuel at a cost of $5,521. The best figures, and this would be unhitched of course, no caravan on the back, is 6.63 litres per 100 k's. The worst was 18.86 litres per 100 kilometres. Now that was after we left Cooper Pedy and was coming up through the middle. We were fully loaded. All the tanks were full. We were carrying extra tank fresh water as well. We had all our provisions. We'd stocked up with food and everything we could carry.
It was like an uphill climb, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we probably went into a headwind. Everything was against us, and we used 18.86 litres per 100 k's. So we have an average of 13.97 litres per 100 k's. The worst fuel cost was $2.54 at Ayers Rock, Uluru. That was the highest we've paid. Probably the lowest we've paid, I haven't written it down, but it was $1.85, 6 or 7, something like that. And the majority of time it's been $1.95, 97, $1.92 sometimes. We expect that will help out a little as we get closer down to Perth as well, and down this west coast.
It gets cheaper.
It gets cheaper, and we see that on the fuel app, and we're starting to use that more to our advantage as well. We didn't fill up at the last town; it was 30-something cents a litre more. So we've been, we knew we could get here, so we used 10 litres out of our jerry can to get here. So I know that. Where are we? So in the first one we'd gone to Warrnambool. That was 4,773 k's, and then to Alice Springs it was another 8,118 k's. So now from there to here it's been 8,415 kilometres. So yeah, that's the numbers. Like I said, we are over budget. We think we can bring it back. There are ways to bring it back. Even though when we didn't do that bad in Broome, we paid $70 a night, but we didn't really use much fuel.
No,
so
we didn't drive.
we weren't
Yeah.
filling the tank up every day.
We were
so-
around town. We done a few trips out.
Yeah. So you're talking $70 a night for over a week. It's $490 for site fees, but we didn't use any fuel, so it sort of counterbalanced each other out. And we know we can save a bit on that way
We
down.
went a little bit north of Broome, didn't we? Up to Willie's Pearls and
Where Willie's Pearls, yeah. We expect that next time we bring the budget to you, we'll be in Esperance down that way somewhere. So hopefully we'll get that back on track and it'll all be good. I always bring in something that I always say something that I hate. So I'm just going to go with tradition here and the little thing that I said, what I hate. Everything is booked out up here. Every town you go to, they're booked out. We tried to get into Coral Bay and we rang 4 weeks in advance, then 2 weeks in advance, then the day we just could not get in there.
we even was in there asking.
Yeah, we went
we drove.
and we
in
drove
there.
down into Coral Bay. It's absolutely beautiful. I got out and went for a swim and everything, and it's like we couldn't even stay there. We did a trip 8 years ago.
You can stay in free camps. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
we probably could have found somewhere in the end. Yeah. We did a trip 7 or 8 years ago over to Perth and back, and you could just walk into a caravan park and they'd show you, say, give you 2 or 3 to pick from. You say, oh yeah, we'll take that side
I
over
know
there.
that site. Yeah.
And then, oh, can we stay an extra couple of nights? Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, we just leave it open.
Now it's just not like that anymore. As Julie would say, every man and his dog's out here. It is absolutely flat out
Every
here.
man and his dog.
Yeah. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's all we're going to do today. We've everything's going well. Other than that, isn't it? The car's going well. There's no real problems with the van. We've got a few stone chips. We did a bit of dirt road, but other than that, the van's going well. The next stop we do for 10 days, we'll take a little bit of maintenance, get back on top of things.
Yeah.
But everything's good. There's no problems. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll leave it at that. Cheerio.
Cheerio.
I forgot to turn it on.
You didn't.